So what we're going to do over the next 7, 8, 9 weeks, however long it takes to get through about the first 9 chapters of Acts, we're going to look at what the early church did. And we're going to look at the lessons that we can learn from the early church so that we can see as us as a church today, what we can do if we look at these lessons and how we can apply them to what we do. So there are 3 lessons I think we can learn from them. That's what I'm going to talk about this morning for just a little bit. The first thing that I want you to notice that it talks about is the first thing that they did was they gathered together. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But the first thing that they did was they gathered together. Because I want to tell you as a church, one of the most important things that you can do as a Christian is gather together. Amen. The second thing I want you to notice that the early church did is the early church spent time in prayer. They spent time in praying for what God wanted them to do. Now this is important for a couple of reasons. We'll talk about some of the things. But the biggest thing that I want you to notice is that they thought that prayer was so important that they spent time praying before they started doing. Now we get ourselves in trouble a lot of times, don't we? Because the natural human nature is we like to do, and we don't like to wait. We want to make sure we're doing something, but sometimes God says, you just need to spend time praying about it, and then I'll direct your paths. And then the third thing that it says here, it talks about there in verse 14, it talks about continuing with one accord in prayer is how they say it. Continuing with one accord in prayer and supplication. Or in other words, they were building unity. They were in the process of building unity within their church. You know, the biblical concept of unity, what you see in the New Testament most of the time, it's usually either labeled as in one accord, or a lot of times you'll see it labeled they were all in one heart, or sometimes you see it labeled they were all in one mind. Those are 3 things that kind of occur a lot of times in the New Testament. And all of those ideas, those concepts are about building unity within this group of believers. That was what the purpose was. And so the early church, before they went out and did the mission, they realized that they needed to unify so that they could go out and do this particular mission that God had called them to do. And this passage talks about 2 guys that failed miserably on very, very big stages. Okay? Talking about Peter and Judas. And I want us to look at these 2 for just a second. You know, this is the last thing we're going to talk about, and I'm going to run in short on time. But the last thing I want to talk about is Peter and Judas. Because there are a lot of similarities between these 2. Do you realize that when they were here on this earth that they had the exact same pastor? I know Jesus wasn't officially considered a pastor, but he served in that role as their pastor. They called him rabbi, which essentially means teacher. He was their earthly pastor. They had the exact same pastor. You know what? Peter and Judas both belonged to the same church or same group of believers. Didn't they? Peter and Judas both were given the exact same mission by Jesus Christ. Peter and Judas experienced the same experiences. They were around Jesus 24/7 for 3.5 years. Peter and Judas both failed Jesus on a very, very big public stage. Right? But that's where the similarities end between the 2. The difference is not how they acted. The difference was how they acted after they messed up. The difference was how they responded to failure. You know, the only difference is Peter realized that he had made a mistake, and he decided that he had to turn it all over to Jesus. Whereas Judas realized that he made a mistake, and he tried to bear the weight of his mistake on his own self. And so as a result, there were 2 completely different outcomes. So really the question is not, are you going to act like Peter and Judas? Because you're going to. Right? None of you raised your hand when I asked how many of you were perfect. We're going to mess up. We're going to make mistakes. Because we're human beings, and that's honestly just how we are. We're imperfect beings. We're going to make mistakes. But the question is not if you're going to make mistakes. But the question is, are you going to respond like Peter did and turn things over to Jesus? Or are you going to respond like Judas did and make a bad situation even